Hey Taurus, welcome to your Mercury Retrograde reading. Mercury Retrograde will be starting August 4th and will be ending on the 28th. So we're just going to go ahead and we're going to jump in. We're going to take a look here and see what it is, the energies here that are surrounding you for the retrograde period. You did pull this Cancer card. It says I feel, and you also pulled this Mars card. It says force. You do have this card that says balance, spirituality, and practicality, and a new start is coming. So I do feel like there is some form of a new start here happening in your life at this time, like some type of newer cycle that you're stepping into. And what this one is, I see here with this balance, spirituality, and practicality, is like you bringing balance to like the more practical side of life, but also the spiritual side of life here as well. I think something that you're releasing here, I think you're more so going the practical route with things. It's like you're like getting an ideal and a grasp here on like what your ideal is. Like, so like say for an example, let's just say you have a vision here to start a business or to start some type of project. And it's like you already have the vision here, but it's like more so like having to bring in the practical side, right, of like making that vision become reality here. And I think there's some form of new beginning happening to where it's like you're actually starting to figure out these practical steps here about what it is that you can do during this retrograde period to bring that into fruition here. Because I think you're kind of emotionally frustrated with some things here. You did pull this Cancer card, and Cancer does rule our emotions, right? And it does govern our, it can be like our comfort as well, but for you it's more so the emotional part. And with this Mars card, it's like Mars can be an energy of like aggression. It can be also frustration with Mars Cancer energy, right? And so I think you're like emotionally driven at this time here, right, to take action, right? And you did pull this Choices and Decision card, and it says, and you also have this Sadness card. It says Old Woman. So some of you, I'm also kind of picking up, you've been feeling maybe that, you know, you've been wasting a lot of time. Like there's been these bigger things that you've been wanting for yourself, or these ideal things that you've been wanting for yourself. But it's almost in a way like maybe these things haven't happened, or, you know, these things haven't happened. And so now it's like you're with this Choices card, it's like you're having to really get serious here about what to do, because I think you're grown to this point of becoming emotionally frustrated, and you're like, okay, like I need to start doing things here differently, so that way I can get out of this maybe sadness energy or maybe this low energy here and start to make choices that are going to set me up for my future that I ideally want. You did pull the Lovers, Ace of Cups here, and you also pulled this King of Pentacles. Well, this is the new beginning, right? So the Ace of Cups, the aces are always new beginnings. And with that new start coming, this new moon card, there is a new beginning here. And also with this, during this retrograde period, August 4th through the 28th, we're having a new moon in Leo. So that's the new moon card. And so, and the new moon in Leo is like really planting newer seeds that evolve around like our creativity, our self-expression, our happiness. Can be also romance as well. You did pull the Lovers here. I feel like there's a new start coming to your love life here as well. Whether you're single, right, you could be meeting a person, could be Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, or if you're in a relationship here, this is about bringing in some type of newer form of love to the connection that's going to deepen it, and that's going to create a deeper bond here. So when it comes to yourself with this Lovers card, you know, the Lovers is about the things that make you feel fulfilled and whole, and make you feel like you're in alignment with like your divine source, right, and God or the universe or whatever it is that you believe in. You have another Ace here, which is in your current energy. So there's definitely new beginnings like I'm seeing here. But I'm seeing you here wanting to plant a new seed or begin something that you emotionally want to root yourself in that will bring in the Ace of Cups of like peace and serenity. And also there's things coming up with your career here as well with this King of Pentacles. You know, the King of Pentacles teaches us how to master our material reality. So it points to things like work, career, projects, money, resources, possessions. And it's like you're really wanting to nurture these things because it's like you're wanting to grow your prosperity. You're wanting to have more growth here. So let's keep going. You did pull the Eight of Cups here, King of Swords as well in your current energy. Yeah, King of Swords is like when we start to get serious. It's like when we really start to focus, right? Or we realize that we need to focus here. Because the King of Swords is someone who has a lot of intelligence, someone who is very wise, and he knows how to like use his wisdom, right? He knows how to execute on what he knows. And also the King of Swords is discipline. and like staying committed to our journeys here with what it is that we're doing or what it is that we're wanting to embark on, if it's something newer. And that Eight of Cups being here, I feel like this is something here that you're seeking, right? Eight of Cups is the seeker, something that you're seeking out here for yourself spiritually and emotionally. And I feel like the Spirit's really putting an emphasis here with this Ace of Cups, Eight of Cups, like, you know, to honor like your own sacred journey in life, that your journey may differ from others, and that's okay, right? Because sometimes the Eight of Cups, and I've read this about the Eight of Cups, the Eight of Cups can be to where, I'll give you an example how the Eight of Cups can play out in your life. Let's just say you've worked a corporate job your whole life, but you fucking hate it, right? And it's not something that you're passionate about, and then you realize one day, you're like, man, I wasted time, or I've been wasting time. And you kind of go into maybe this crisis or this energy of feeling disoriented, because now you're like, well, this isn't bringing me emotional and spiritual fulfillment. And it's like, instead of like pursuing like what you really want, right? Like whether it was to be like an artist or a singer, right? This is just an example. You start to get serious about that. You're like, you know what? I don't feel in alignment with these things. I have to get myself back into alignment or move in the direction to realign myself with something that does spiritually and emotionally fulfill me and brings in that serenity. So I see here in a way, now this doesn't have to be like major changes that you're making. These could be more subtle things, right? Because the Mercury retrograde in Virgo does deal with the more subtle, practical things, right? But it will retrograde back into Leo, this retrograde. So a lot of things are going to be revisited when it comes to our happiness, our creativity, romance, relationships, right? So I think there's a lot of things here that you're having to relook at. You did pull the Seven of Swords, the Eight of Swords, Seven of Swords, Three of Swords. I do not like this combination. I gotta be real. But what I'm seeing here happening here is like during this retrograde here, Taurus, it's like you're really having to re-understand like what your truth is. And then it's not just you, it's gonna be everybody with the Mercury retrograde, having to revise things, having to relook at things, having to make adjustments, having to make changes here. This is gonna be a wild retrograde. We're gonna be having Jupiter making it square to Saturn. And the reason why this is so important is because Jupiter is in Gemini and the ruling planet of Gemini is Mercury, square Saturn. All right, not only that, Mars is gonna be conjuncting Jupiter as well during this time of the retrograde. It's also going to be squaring Saturn. So there's a lot of kind of confusion and distortion and a lot of things that are a lot of mutable energy. Things are morphing, changing. We're having to like relook at things, understand what our truth is, that's changing. And it's like we're having to kind of reprocess things and re-understand things here. And so I think there's things here that you're having to sacrifice and let go of with this Three of Swords, because it's like you're starting to understand the bigger picture here of like where it is that you're trying to go and the things that you want. And so with that Eight of Swords, it's like you could feel shackled, right? You feel almost like stuck in your mind or stuck in indecision, right? You did pull this indecision card. And the Seven of Swords is like we're kind of having to come up with the newer strategies and tactics here, right? And having to figure out like what, you know, the best choices for ourselves moving forward. And I think there was this Three of Swords, it's like you kind of seeing like, man, I have to like maybe totally change things or switch things up. And you know, it could be something that is disappointing, but it's like you're realizing that's what it is that's necessary. Let's see here. Let's clarify your read, Taurus. Clarify the Lovers here for the overall energy for Taurus. He pulled the Ten of Swords here. Yep, with this retrograde, I think the overall energy, it's giving you a new truth, right? Ten of Swords is a subjective truth that we have come to know through our experience directly with our reality. And so there's a newer truth that is being born here within inside yourself. But the good thing is with the Lovers, it's like it's now helping you reorient toward what your higher ideal is for yourself with the Lovers. Clarify the Ace of Cups here. Yeah, the Ten of Cups, I like that. So overall, this is leading you to happiness. This is leading you to spiritual and emotional fulfillment here. But there are changes here that you're having to make and things that you're having to redo or relook at here. Yeah, Knight of Cups on the King of Pentacles here. I see you coming out of this retrograde with knowing what you emotionally and spiritually resonate with, and knowing what your actual desires are, and knowing like more so like what your heart wants. And I think you're allowing yourself with this Knight of Cups, King of Pentacles to pursue that. So especially, you know, when it comes to work and career, resources and money here, it's like a lot of you could be starting to cultivate more prosperity coming out of this retrograde. I think there's things though that you're having to like relook at, maybe new things that you're having to start or experiment with, or just figure, like, you know, having to find solutions about. But I do feel this is leading you to a better reality, to where you're happy and you're emotionally and spiritually fulfilled here. We'll take a look and see what this 8 of Swords, 7 of Swords, 3 of Swords is here in a moment. Let's see, clarify the Ace of Pentacles. You have the Hangman here. Yeah, the Hangman, you know, he hangs from the tree of knowledge, but he's kind of suspended in a space of, you know, being disoriented, but he goes through that natural process of that, and he reorients his consciousness towards something new, right? And through that process, he also sees a newer meaning with things of what he wants to create. And I think that's what you're doing here with the Ace of Pentacles in your current energy. Clarify the 8 of Cups. You have the Queen of Wands. I think also too, it's like you're allowing yourself to follow your heart. I'm seeing you being more spontaneous here, Taurus, right? Queen of Wands, 8 of Cups is, you know what, I'm going to trust my intuition. I'm going to go in the direction where my heart's calling me, and you know, where my happiness lies as well. Clarify the King of Swords. You pull the Ace of Swords. Yeah, it's like that newer truth that you're getting. It's a newer intention that you're setting forth for yourself when it comes to the things that you want to create, and the new beginnings that you want to have for yourself and that you want to bring into things. So when it comes to love, it's like these newer things and these newer ideas and these newer things that you want to create in your relationships, but also in regards to your personal life here as well. So let's take a look at this future position with these cards here. These cards look rough, I ain't gonna lie, but let's see. Clarify this 8 of Swords, Taurus. 7 of Wands here. Clarify the 7 of Swords, the 3 of Swords. Clarify the 3 of Swords. You have the 3 of Pentacles here. Some of you may, when it comes to work and career, some of you may like quit a job here, Taurus, during this retrograde, or you may make changes when it comes to your career and your job. Or even with certain projects, there could be even some things that maybe get delayed here as well. But it's interesting because I think it's like this is like a natural process that needs to happen. Because what I'm seeing here is that the 7 of Wands and the 8 of Swords, 7 of Wands is like we want to stand in our own truth. Like we want to feel like we're in alignment with our truth, and we want to feel like we can assert ourselves and express ourselves from that place of truth. But sometimes when we don't know what that is, the 8 of Swords, that's what causes indecision, and also puts us in a state of like analysis paralysis. And with this 3 of Swords, 7 of Swords here, it's like you're having to like rethink things. You're having to really figure things out and find solutions and come up with new strategies and tactics here, because something's not working, 3 of Swords, and it's causing heartbreak. I think this is something that you've already been going through. I don't think this is something new that's coming in, right? So this is you don't need to be scared. This is I feel like this is already something that is kind of in your energy here. You do pull the 3 of Swords with the 3 of Pentacles here. Yeah, and I think I see you really disconnecting from things that you don't feel like are cooperative. Like you don't feel like there's a win-win outcome in it. It's like you're really starting to get serious and be like, okay, well the environments that I'm in or the things that I'm doing here aren't really in alignment with what it is that I want for myself and my own happiness here, and what really resonates for me truthfully. So I feel like you're making these changes, you're making these sacrifices here because it is bringing disappointment and it is bringing heartbreak here. I'm going to extend your reading out here, Taurus. You pulled the High Priestess, the 2 of Cups, and you pulled the 2 of Pentacles here. Well, the High Priestess, 2 of Cups does deal with like your own connection to yourself, that ability to feel rooted in yourself emotionally, right? And being in an energy to where you can trust your intuition and you can trust in the flow of things here with the 2 of Pentacles. Still feel like there's changes here that you're making and doing. Like 2 of Pentacles is just where we're having to do the work that's necessary and required for us to build the newer structures of things in our life. And so I see you doing that. And these newer changes that you're making and going into with the High Priestess that you're giving creation to, the Two of Cups, it's definitely something that's a lot more enjoyable for you and feels a lot more in sync and in alignment. But there are some things I see here coming up in the future to where it's like you're really having to be like, okay, like this isn't going to work. I'm going to have to disconnect from doing this a certain way. I'm gonna have to really figure things out because whatever has happened has caused disappointment. But I feel like these are things that you already know what they are, and so it's like I think with this retrograde, it's like really making you look at these things. But the changes that are happening, are setting you up and preparing you here for something better with the High Priestess, Two of Cups, and the Two of Pentacles here. I think you've grown emotionally frustrated. Cancer, this Cancer card I feel with this Mars Taurus card, or with this Mars Force card, sorry. And so it's like you're emotionally kind of driven here to make the changes that are necessary. And they could be a little bit uncomfortable and unfamiliar, but it's like you're realizing like something has to be shooken up here and disrupted and changed because I can't keep doing the same cycle or being in the same cycle here. So I'm also seeing some of you meet a newer business partner here, or meeting a person here with the High Priestess, Two of Cups, Two of Pentacles that maybe helps you with something or helps you get things together here. So I'll definitely be open to the help if it does come your way, Taurus. So that's what I got for you, Taurus, in your Mercury retrograde reading. This retrograde, man, this is gonna be one hell of a retrograde. August is gonna be one hell of a month. You're gonna have to be adaptive. You're gonna have to improvise, adapt, and overcome, and go with the flow. But also, not get too attached to certain things because it's all gonna be changing and morphing, and it's like you're really just having to go with the flow. So that's what I got for you, Taurus. If you want to book a personal reading with me, that link will be down below in the description. I would love to do a personal reading if you want one. Any question you have, I'll answer. That link will be down below in the description. My readings are on sale too. If you're new to the channel, I encourage you to subscribe. Also hit the notification bell as well, so that way you get notified whenever I upload your videos. Otherwise than that, Taurus, I'm wishing you the best, and I will see you later.